and welcome to this exciting episode of the Entrepreneur. Today we are in Bwalya area, Lusaka, Zambia, where I will be talking to Mable Bwalya, an entrepreneur who has ventured into selling of ladies' shoes. Let's see what we have.
Hi, how are you, Mable? I'm good, thank you.
Yes, we are here.
Oh, okay, please, you're welcome. Thank you.
Like I earlier mentioned, I'm with Mable Bwalya, an entrepreneur who's into selling of ladies' shoes. Mable, welcome to the Entrepreneur.
Thank you, Faith. Thank you so much.
We are delighted that we could link up.
Yeah, sure.
Finally.
I'm glad you're here today.
Okay, so Mable, would like to get to know you. Tell us about yourself.
Well, my name is Mable Bwalya Mubanga, the lady behind Manafu Mugla Marina, who deals in ladies' shoes. As you can see, very passionate about ladies' shoes, and we're here to get to know you.
Okay, so what inspired you to start selling ladies' shoes? Why not men? Why not kids? Shoes?
Wow. It's actually a very long story, but I'll cut it short. I think growing up, coming from a boarding school and admiring people wearing heels, I think at one point going for a movie by arcades, then there used to be a cinema. You'd see the vibrance in the women, the way they are walking, and they're like, okay, when I grow up, the moment I finish school, I'm going to make sure that I start selling ladies' shoes. And before I could even start, I loved heels. And so you find that most of the times, if I go to the market, I just found that this beautiful shoe, I will buy it. And I said, why should I? And every time I wear that shoe, people would actually compliment it. And I thought, let me try. And you'd find the first job project that I had, I would carry heels in my handbag, and maybe 2 pairs. If I see my boss loves shoes, I'll go there and tell her, do you want to have this shoe or which type? And they'll tell me, I want this shoe. And I would definitely look for that shoe wherever I can find it, just to supply to that particular person. And as it grew, as I loved shoes and I wanted, more people knew now about the shoes, that I sell shoes, but not on a large scale. I had now to make sure that it's on a large scale. And eventually I'm here because of the way I love shoes.
Wow, the passion started when we were quite young.
Yes, very, very young.
Okay, so what does your business involve? Tell us about your business.
Okay, so as you can see, we involve ladies' heels, and we also have pumps. Today we just don't have, I think this month we haven't had boyfriend shoes. And these are the main things that we sell. And also we do sell handbags, which sometimes somebody would want to say, I want a white shoe and a white handbag. And of course, those shoes have to have a label. It's not just any shoe that we stock here. So if you have a look at the shoes, they all have a label. They just don't come from anywhere. We have our supplier, specific supplier, whom will tell this is the type of the shoe that we want. And that's what our business is all about.
Okay, so let's talk about fashion trends. How do you keep up with fashion trends? Fashion keeps on changing. We have this kind of a heel. So how do you keep up to the standards to ensure that this is the one that people want and this is the one that we should stock?
So Faith, you always need to be on the lookout. You need to be smart, you need to be sharp. So every time you need to see, okay fine, let's say in South Africa, which shoe is trending, because sometimes we may get from South Africa, but mostly we get from China. So you look at, okay, so what is really now trending on the market? Not with everybody, because somehow, somewhere, there'll be somebody with a very unique shoe, and you take a look at it and say, okay, how do I, and even the suppliers also there, because remember, we use the same suppliers. So they will know which shoe is trending from their side, and they'll tell you, this shoe is hot on the market. And you say, wow, let me have a look at it. Let's get a sample, or let's pilot it. And piloting it is not like you're getting one, because remember, we're getting from China. So you may find that we get a box and we say, oh, this is really selling, let's order another one again. So who helps us in terms of keeping the fashion, the trend, it's our supplier, they play a bigger role. But even on our side, we make sure that we are focused, we are updated to say, oh, which shoe is here? And that's how we keep up with our trend.
I see there it's quite a big job where you have to keep up, you check which shoe is trending, look out what the women are wearing. So what strategies do you use to balance affordability with quality in your products? Like in terms of sometimes you may order something, I've heard you order your shoes from China, sometimes South Africa. How do you manage to ensure that they are of quality? Because sometimes you might order online, when it comes it's something else.
Yeah. So I have my sister, who's I call her a strategist, who's also part of the team, Bwalya Sunday, and she had to travel all the way to China just to go and establish reliable suppliers. And so you find that even as we are ordering, these are people that we know. They are not just from the site. Of course, we do order sometimes from the site, but we also have our agents in China who have to verify and say this quality is good. And in terms of how people can afford, so that we don't, the price is not too much, it's not too low, the quality is not compromised. For example, we have people who've trusted our brand from as far as 2016. Every time we stock, they have to come. Why? Because our quality is non-negotiable. So you find that when we get from the suppliers, of course they might be expensive, but not for us to come and exploit people. So even our profits are margin, because we always want to, our profits are really small, because we always want to deliver to people good quality, and so that people can still keep trusting us.
Okay, in terms of technology, how has it helped in terms of advertising business?
Like the way these have come, wow, it's a plus. But then we do have our TikTok, but then with TikTok we just recently opened a page, and we also have like our Facebook page, which has been there for a very long time, and we keep on boosting the page, and clients keep coming. And also we have our our WhatsApp group. Also we have our WhatsApp line where we always have to update you on our personal numbers, because you find that the clients that we've had from us as far as 2016, they keep on referring their friends to say, oh, that site, you never go wrong. So you find that social media, yes, it has played a role, but also in being consistent with what we do is what has helped us. For example, if you pass here, you find this shoe, you may budget in the next 3 months to say, oh, I saw there is a shop there where they sell shoes, and maybe even after 4 months, somebody like, just to have that shoe, but they'll find maybe there's a different shoe and buy. So being consistent apart from social media, because I mean, people keep saying, but what keeps us in our advertising is just being consistent on social media, especially I think WhatsApp groups have really, really helped us.
Okay, so what would you say to entrepreneurs who they withdraw from using some of these social media platforms to advertise their products or goods?
I think I do understand why they withdraw, because you can put, and you're using data, remember, it's not a free, and sometimes if you're boosting, you're using maybe about 300 kwacha in a week just to boost for your business, and you find there are no sales, you can literally withdraw. But you just need to continue. The moment you feel like withdrawing, actually somebody somewhere has screenshot your products, like, oh, let me just find money for this particular product, and I go and buy. So I think withdrawing should not be an issue. Yes, customers are also just maybe difficult somehow, especially when it comes to online business, because there is a trust issue that is there now. But if you see a shop, even if you want to return or to come and exchange, there is where you're going to come and find us, there's visibility. So in this business, we should, as much as online is improving, we also need to make sure that our businesses also have visibility where you will find us in case your shoe is not okay. Other than online, it's a one thing off. So that is why people now will find that our customers are backing out to say, online cannot be trusted. So I think just continue, and somehow, somewhere, even if it's not a shop, even if at home, make that as your visibility place as a business personnel to say, okay, if you want to find me, come to my place, and I think that helps so that you don't withdraw completely.
Great. We now go on a short break. Stay tuned.
This is Gift Sonda, the lady driller. Keep watching The Entrepreneur on Zanis TV, the People's Channel.
Okay, welcome back. In case you have just joined us, you are watching The Entrepreneur under Matt Katungulibala, Lusaka, Zambia, where I'm talking to Mable, an entrepreneur who has ventured into selling ladies' shoes. Mable, before we went on a break, you were talking of encouraging entrepreneurs to actually use platforms like Facebook, social media platforms to market their products or goods. You know, sometimes some of these things they advertise on social media platforms. When you try and see, they are quite good online, but when you actually go and see it, it's actually a sorry site. What would you say on that one?
Okay, so you are right. You'd find that they might have just downloaded a particular picture. And remember, this same shoe, there's also another low quality of this same shoe. So you find the original picture of the shoe is this one, but they have that low grade of, for example, this shoe is 450 kwacha. Then we have a shoe that comes now, they're saying it's only 150 kwacha. Then you begin to wonder, but they have used the original picture of this shoe, but then it's a counterfeit of this shoe. So you find, I think that's what's already killing our market. And if I bring it to you, I tell you this is the shoe, like this is not the shoe that I see, but I would have already used a Yambo or a rider. I would have come to your location, and you as a young entrepreneur, you as just an online brand, you don't even have those items, you only get them from certain shops, you'll be at a loss, and you keep saying business is not going well. So the people that are doing that, it's better because the shoe goes with the value, or rather a handbag will go with its value that I have put there. So you expect a certain quality, and it should be of the actual picture, no, without being edited. But now we are using all these softwares to edit, and it's us entrepreneurs who are at a loss, and you might not trust the next person who's literally selling the original item. Yeah.
Wonderful. How do you make sure your customers feel taken care of?
Well, if I tell you, I think our customers can attest to us that we, in terms of communication, if it's online, by the way, I use my personal number to actually attend to my online customers. Even if I'm very busy, trust me, within 5 minutes, I'm gonna get back to you. So how we take care of our customers, we make sure that whatever complaints they have, we handle it with care, and we do better the next time, that with all those gaps, we don't leave any gaps. And also just being consistent in terms of making sure that our customers are in check. If you contacted me at 9, I think you can attest, I'm very quick in terms of responding, and that's how we do with our business. We make sure customers are taken good care of, and we respect them with everything that we have, because this is the backbone of our business is our customers. So we are literally surviving on our customers.
So Mable, how do you deal with customer feedback? For instance, what I mean is, when a customer buys a shoe, maybe a shoe was not good, it was tampered with. They come back, no, this shoe is not okay, it's broken here. How do you deal with that?
Well, like I showed you, we have our lady Anna, and to avoid all those complications, those mistakes, and so on and so forth, we make sure that before you leave this shop, or if you are, those things are inevitable, I would say. But then before the shoe is left, even if you are on the copper belt, we make sure that we check your shoe. But then if it comes with that problem, which is very genuine, without you didn't wear the shoe and you just discovered this shoe is broken, I mean, who are we not to exchange? If we can't exchange, maybe your size is done, we'll definitely refund you your money without withholding any amount or any percentage.
Okay, let's talk about collaboration in your business of selling shoes. Do you actually collaborate with stylists or promote your shoe collections?
No, we don't do that. Like I said, our business started from as far as I think that was 2015, and we've managed to establish ourselves with good customers who have also now trusted us with good quality to say we deliver. Like I said, there's a lady behind who's a strategist. This is Mable, and we will sit down and say, okay, so now this is how our business is running. How are we going to promote it? For example, when we had COVID-19, we had to sit down and say, okay, how are we going to improve in our business? What can we do? We've moved, actually, we've had shops somewhere else. And we're like, oh, because let's move now, let's strategize, we need this, because this is how our business is moving. But collaborating with others, we haven't done that. Why? Because we are also building our brand at the end of the day. And it's pole, one step at a time.
Great. So, Mable, you know, every business gets to have hurdles. Are you able to share with us some of the problems or challenges you undergo in this business, especially when you're just starting?
Yes, so when we're just starting, for us, for people to know about you, for people to trust you, because sometimes you can just have a once-off customer, they go forever. But then we've had we have had people coming back, customers coming back to buy from us. And the other challenge is you've ordered, because when we order, they take about 60 days, 60, 65 days, you know, we use the C when shipping them. You've advertised them, our shoe will be in the next 1 month. Then they take like forever. Imagine they take like 95 days or used to arrive, and people are thinking, are they just managing us? And those you've put in money, dollar has increased, dollar has decreased somewhere compared to how much we ordered the shoes. And now you're thinking, how are we going to recover this money that we've put in for clearing, for ordering? What are we going to do? And those are challenges that come in. Sometimes people, maybe by the time that shoe is actually arriving, that particular shoe, the trend is gone. Remember, summer has it's got its own season. I mean, season for shoes. There's summer shoes, there's winter shoes, and all that. But now, at that particular time, you find that that shoe was meant for a certain function which was going around, and then the function is gone. So you're like, okay, so what are we going to do? That means that is a very big hiccup. And the business is slow. You find that 1 month you haven't sold like something to match up to pay the sales lady, to pay for the rentals and any other utilities that you need to pay for. You have not removed from your pockets. So those are really challenges. But even when those challenges are there, you know this money cannot accommodate what the bills were supposed to pay off this month. You still remain positive. We still call on the name of the Lord to say less, and also you remain consistent in our advertising. We go even harder now. Like, let's advertise more harder, and eventually things normalize and again like that. But we keep the focus because we know what our focus is over this business.
Wonderful. The government has actually encouraged most of us to get into entrepreneurship as a way of actually reducing or creating actually job opportunities. So how many people are you working with right now?
Okay, so right now we are working with one lady, away from my dear sister, who's behind strategizing. When we go low, you go like, oh, my sister, we need your inputs here. Yeah, so, but we only have one sales lady.
Okay, wonderful. Apart from selling shoes, what other business are you doing?
So we also had our men's clothing store, which we closed when COVID-19 hit us. We failed to come back, and but then we still, because mostly would supply the brooms. It was about the weddings and any other special functions. But now when we had that COVID came in, we closed. But we still have people, you have clients who are they trust you beyond reasonable doubt. And they always call us, oh, I need a suit. And we tell them your suit can only arrive. So you tell us a month before. Other than that, we cannot deliver. Oh, I need a shoe. Oh, your shoe can only be delivered within a month. Other than that, we cannot deliver. And there are those who have come, like, I'm having my wedding in the next 3 months, so you are my supplier. I know what you can supply. And things go like that. Oh, I want men's shirts. You are my supplier. Like, okay, I need to source for you. Give me 2 weeks, and that is when your item can be delivered. If at all, we have also our local, maybe the other local ones that we've collaborated with, the business guys. Yes, we'll still refer that customer to say, okay, you are going to that shop. That's where you find something of good quality. And we still do business for men's clothes, but we are no longer just talking like the way we talk them. We have a few items at home, in case you need a few for, yes please. So, men's clothes as well, we also do it.
Okay, great. Let's talk about your future and outlook of your business. Where do you see yourself?
Wow, we'll say we have plans underway right now where we want to open a bigger store, and we're eyeing some shops somewhere which are opening so that we can just be ordering in bulk. Instead of retail, we begin to do wholesales of different items, away from shoes, different assorted items from China, bulky, and here people just come and buy on wholesales.
Okay, do you have any appeal to government for entrepreneurs who are in this similar kind of business that you are doing?
Yes, please. What I would say is I think the government needs to look into the young entrepreneurs. Because, for example, if you go to Bwalya, we have a whole lot of young people, especially young men, who are really pushing so hard, who are, I would call them agents. They don't have the shops of their own, but they are agents. And make the Entrepernuer group, Entrepernuer app more accessible to such people, and maybe sensitize them more on how they can have access to it, so that they can also have their own independent businesses, which will help us as a country at large.
Okay, great. What advice do you have for entrepreneurs who want to start this kind of business, selling shoes, ladies' shoes?
Also, I would say in every business there are challenges, and also in every business there are also advantages, disadvantages and advantages. So if you look at it from a disadvantage point of view, you will never climb the ladder, you will never establish or say, I will start you can, the best thing that particular person is they can do is approach anybody who's doing this business. Find out how they are thriving. Find out how they are ordering. Other than you ordering a fake one, it will kill your customers. But find out, no matter how much you have, you may never know if we're ordering, say, oh, I want to put 5 pairs on your orders. I mean, that's like, oh, come, now, I'll accommodate that. So the best is that new entrepreneur, do not get challenged with the challenges, I would say, but focus and be passionate about what you do. Because even when challenges come, when you're passionate, you will still thrive. You will still keep your being positive, and you'll find that you're thriving through that business. So collaborate with people you feel, I want to start that particular business. Collaborate with them. Go and find out, learn with them over a cup of coffee, of course, so that people can offload data from them, and you thrive. Yeah, especially if you're a school leaver as well. This is the time that you can start this business. It's not something that is very difficult. And you know, others, just to add on, other people now, it's more easier to order online. And others are saying, I don't know how to order online. I mean, if you have a smartphone, you can still approach any person and teach you how to order online and begin your small business. It's not necessary that you need to come and order the big shoes like ours, but you can start even with small handbags. So if you're a school leaver, don't wait for that university to call you. Don't wait for that application, to go through. Start up with something. If you want, go to Carousel or wherever and order small things, and begin to advertise on your WhatsApp status, other than you putting any other things. Yeah.
Mable, thank you so much for making an appearance on The Entrepreneur. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Faith. Thank you, Zanis TV, for having me. We hope to have you more.
Great.
Thank you.
Well, viewers, there you have it. This has been The Entrepreneur with me, Faith Katai. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.